Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Mark, nice to see your smiling face here. Wonderful, wonderful.
Thanks,
Sandy,
Brandon.
hello, Sandy. Lisa, hello. Kyla, Anna, so good to see you. Hannah and Bryce, hello. Jim, Tori, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Everybody's got a little bit of that 4th of July glow still. I love it. I love it. Oh, Lily won the game. How awesome is that? We were on a Zoom prior and one of our leaders' daughter was playing a softball game, so now they've won. So good job. That's awesome. Winning is fun. It pays to know me. Thanks, Tori. I love that shirt. Pays to know me. I love it. Oh, look at Cheryl. She's rock. What you got? Pays that was the same way. All right. Clearly, we got to get some swag going. I love it. I love it. We talked about that this morning, didn't we, leaders? You guys, welcome to our 8:30 huddle. We'll give everybody another few minutes to jump in, and we've got some great stuff lined up for you guys tonight. Tori, can I make you co-host just to help with like background noise or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Okay, there
And
we go.
go Lily.
Go Lily. Dr. Terry's in the house. Hi, Stacy. Nice to have you here. Amy, hello. It's funny. Amy, you live in Thibodeau, right? Yeah, okay. It's so funny. I've heard Thibodeau, that city's name has come up two or three times this past week. It's just strange the way networks are connected and
Well, I'm glad because you could be hearing a lot more out of Thibodeau this coming school
nice.
year.
I
So
like it.
and Homa too.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it. I
you're
love
gonna
it.
hear more of that.
Good. Well,
Mhm.
Thibodeau's a great city. Love Thibodeau. All right, guys. It is 8:31 East Coast here. Let's get this thing started. Welcome to the huddle, you guys. We are here as entrepreneurs each week to help each other grow our businesses, but mainly to move our families forward. And there's three main ways that we are currently doing that for ourselves and for others. Number one is we know that we are better for our network and our communities and our charities if we are healthy. Like I'm talking physically healthy. Like if there's a roof that needs to be repaired for your community and you can't climb a ladder, it's really tough to help, right? Or if you got to paint a house and you can't lift a paint can, like, it's kind of hard, right? So your health is really, really important if you're going to help out your family and move your family or other families forward. Secondly, is your time. Think about it. Like if you just all you do is work and you barely have time to eat and sleep, and how can you really help move your family forward if you don't have the energy or the time, right? And so finding ways to get more time is critical if you're going to be more valuable to your family, more valuable to your communities and your charities. And lastly, and you guys know what I'm about to say, is money. Think about it. Like if you got this great charity that you love, 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 but you can barely pay your bills, it's kind of hard to help that charity. And so having some extra money is a way to do that. And, so anyway, that's how we're moving families forward. And we love that you guys are here. If you're a guest, thank you for being here tonight. We love having the guests come in and just, as we say, be a fly on the wall to see what we're all about. We're called the TBC. True Blue Community. That's what we call ourselves, and we're glad you guys are here. So we always start these Zooms. We start out with wins for the week. So if you guys have some wins for the week, I would love for you to put that digital hand up or wave at me or in the chat. I'll keep an eye on the chat too. And we will love to hear from you guys tonight. So Anna, let's hear from you. Hello, hello. Good to see you.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I was at work today behind the chair, and my one client I've known for 9 years, he's been going through some hiccups and stuff. And towards the end, he goes, "Yeah, the inflammation is really bad from a surgery. He's a runner. He's in constant pain now, and he used to do mud runs, run every day, very athletic. And because of some hiccups, he's unable to. And he's gonna go across the street and go, I'm gonna go get some turmeric. I go, turmeric? I said, if you just buy over the counter, it's really not that great. And did you know you need black pepper or an activator for that turmeric? I do. Yeah. I'm like, you know what I do? The little yellow pill. And I gave him a couple. He goes, I go, I can send you some information, educate you a little bit more. He goes, can I just do this now? So he ordered the 3-pack of NRF2 today. I filled it all out. So he's my new customer, along with the 4 customers I had almost 5 last month. So
Oh, that is awesome. Congratulations. That's a huge win. That is a huge win. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. That is
you're
absolutely
welcome.
awesome. And for all of you that may be new to the TBC, Anna is in the hair business. She's been a beautician for many, many years. And so some of our most successful people in the TBC when it comes to building an income are in that business. And side note, so was my mother, and so was my grandmother. So I kind of grew up around it. So was Dr. Terry, who's down there. I see her smiling away. She owned the salons. So let's go to Cheryl Cook.
Okay, my win is I became a grandmother last Tuesday morning. A 7 pound, 21-inch long little boy, precious as a button. And they say once you have those grandbabies, you can spoil them. And I am so in love, and my whole why has changed. I'm so excited. So I had to go back to work today after being off for a week, and it was like, eh.
I can see the excitement. I mean, that is very authentic excitement. I've heard the same thing. That grandkids change the game. I've heard the folklore.
Yep, yep, yep. So.
That's awesome. Well, that's a great win. That's a huge win.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Yes, it is. After 3.5, 4 years of a lot of
Yeah.
tears, a lot of tears for them.
Yeah.
So I'm happy they're excited, and it's just my whole life has changed. So
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Tori Hill.
Cheryl, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Um, First, I have to shout out to everybody who's having a watch party this Saturday. I'm excited. I'm going to Mississippi to Sabrina's house. So excited for that. I have a personal win. So, our P84, which I think is phenomenal, I was on it, huge results, decided to get off. Don't ask me why, but I did. I went about 2 months without it. And I know most of us suffer with that muffin top. If you don't, you're lying. Mine started to come back. And I'm like, what is happening to my body? I'm not changing anything. I'm still exercising like I normally do. I'm walking. I'm eating as best as I can. What is happening? And I finally said, let me get back on the P84 and see what happens. Guys, in 1 week, 1 week, I call it muffin top melter. I'm telling you right now, I know all of our results are different, but I'm telling you, I see the difference. The digestive tract is everything. And so, Dr. Terry, I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to ask you, why is that happening? Do I need to stay on this forever?
I think I know the answer.
Tell me.
In the way that's the easiest way to solve the problem. It's because the digestive tract controls over 23 systems in the body, but it's all about the enzymes breaking down the food. Like through the years, all that I've learned, the fact that I absolutely stay on top of that, I don't have that problem. I don't even have gas if I ate nothing but beans all day long. And it's because you have to break down the food, which takes us to putting nutrients in the body. If that digestive tract is not cleaned up properly and not functioning properly, you're not absorbing any of the things you think you're absorbing. So it is a great start in natural health. Cleanse first, build second. Everybody should be on this product. I'm over the moon in love with it.
Okay, so forever, stay on it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you can switch around, but keeping in mind you've got to have the enzymes, you have to have the prebiotics, the probiotics, the postbiotics, that one product, and it activates. Activating peptides completely different from throwing a bunch of peptides like everybody's talking about right now in the body. It's a completely different ballgame. When your body's creating the peptides, those are the peptides we need, and it activates 14 peptides in your gut.
Wow. Okay, I'm staying. I
That's
am
awesome.
amazed with this product. So thank you, Dr. Terry, for that explanation.
Welcome.
Thanks for sharing, Tori. And some of you guys that are maybe new to activation too, Tori's not new to activation, but I know she's heard this. Sometimes when they're taking like our tri-synergizers, more specifically Protandim NRF2, a lot of people will say, I don't really feel anything. And then they come off the product and immediately almost they feel something. Like if they've been on NRF2 for more than 3 months and they stop, almost, but within 2 or 3 days, they know something's different. And I've had that happen dozens upon dozens of times for me. Not that I've stopped taking, people calling me. So, yeah. And just a tip on P84 for any of the guys out there or ladies that are like workout people in the morning. For me, I don't know if it works for you, but if I take P84 and I put in Axio or Axio X in that drink and I chug it before the gym. I don't sip on it at the gym. I put it all in before I go to the gym. The most incredible workouts I've ever had. Like insane workouts. Jared, I see you. Do that and go mountain biking. I'm telling you, like it's next level. It's next level, guys. So many hands, awesome stuff. Miss Angel Fletcher. Let's hear from Angel Fletcher.
Hi.
Hey, hey.
So my win brings me back to why I started this. June 26th was 15 years since I found network marketing. And I started because I had a daughter who was very, very sick at 13. She had more autoimmune diseases than she was years alive, as well as a thyroid that was completely inactive and ovaries that were dead. So she was told at 13 she would never have children. So I listened to Gloria's call. She was on with you a couple of weeks ago. That was one of my very first calls. And I felt a renewed hope I have not had in 15 years, because I started this wanting to save my daughter because that little white pill did nothing. And so last week, I was doing dishes and my daughter came by and she came in and she leaned over the back of me and she said, I know it could be just crazy, Mom, but I started that little yellow pill, and is it too soon for me to feel something? And I'm like, well, I don't know. What are you feeling? And she said, like just different, but better. And so I didn't flip out, no mommy meltdowns, no nothing. I just, my little heart skipped a beat. Then 2 days later, she came by and she said, like, dude, I don't know what you gave me, Mom, but like I didn't take my sleep medicine last night or the night before. And so, y'all, my heart is like leaping out of my chest. Immediately, I thought, I can't wait till we have the next call. Well, till today. So she called me from work today and she said, listen, because I took her off everything else. I said, you've been such a trooper. You take so many different things. I only want you to take the little yellow pill. Nothing else. Little yellow pill. Forget anything else I've given you. Throw it away. Well, she started taking the mind body
Mhm,
on Friday.
mhm.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today's Monday, she called me and she said, look, I know you told me to just focus on that little yellow pill, but it didn't make that scale move like this other stuff does, the green stuff, she calls it. And I said, what are you talking about? What are you taking? What's green? I kind of started freaking out a little bit. And she said, this MB core stuff that you put me on that you told me not to take. She's like, I lost 8 pounds in 4 days, Mom. And so first of all, those are major wins because my daughter for 15 years has heard me, hoorah, team members, and I can't do that with her because she's more than that. Okay. So that's one win. But the second win is, I'm gonna try not to be emotional, but I haven't felt safe like this in probably 10 years. And I want you guys to know they're on this call, how special what you have is right here on this call. I walked into this call with you, Brandon, the very first time, and I looked around and I saw people that looked like me for the first time in a long, long time, and people that sounded like me. And then I went and I started checking out you guys' Facebook pages. And so I just really want you to know that I found something very special And I just want to say that I'm super grateful to be here. So that's a big win for me.
That is huge. Thank you. Thank you so much, Angel, for sharing that and sharing your heart, and give Angel some love in the comments. That takes a lot of courage for her to do that. And we're excited for you and your organization to be here for sure. And we've got some great people here. We've got some great people in this team, in this community. So there's been some great comments too. I don't want to miss on. I want to back up just a little bit. And for those that are new and you're like, I thought we had some stories to share. We got a great one. Lisa, I know we've got you lined up here in just a second. So you don't want to miss, guys, what Lisa has to share. But let's see. There was one somebody asked. Give me a second, guys. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I thought, it was you, Angel. You asked what the watch party. So, okay. So the 11th, this Saturday, the company is doing a virtual event, and they ask us to do watch parties. And so you can go into the hub, and if you can gather a few people together, just register for the watch party. You don't have to register for a watch party if you're just going to watch it yourself. Okay. It's going to be in the hub. And you guys help me. I should know this. Is it 10 a.m. Mountain? When are they posting it in the hub? It's a pre-recorded link this time. So maybe you guys, I'm getting some thumbs up. So 10 a.m. Mountain, they're going to post it in the hub. And if you don't know how to get to the hub, what you can do is go to our boards and go to links. And then there's a file there that will take you straight to the LifeVantage hub. And it's the hub is something you're want to be familiar with, because the company is pretty good at being timely in there and putting new content and new things to keep us, like the promotions that are going on right now in the company that you guys should absolutely be going after. All those details are in the hub. All right. So anyway, let's jump into this next thing. Thank you guys for the wins. I'm sorry. Please next week. Please come back next week with your wins that you wanted to share tonight. I'll make sure that we get you guys in for the following week. So let's go to a story that I want you guys to hear tonight. I know Lisa's on. She was one of the first ones on here. You guys, Lisa is Balmers is in Michigan. She's a really good friend of ours in the community, and I've got like a fun story with her just because of I've got to see not the very beginning stages, but early enough where Lisa was, to say the least, a little concerned about network marketing. Let's just leave it there. Okay. And it might be her history or where she lives. This group in Michigan, a lot of you guys know, they're in the heart of Amway. Like some of them live in Ada, which is where Amway is at. So Lisa, I'm not sure if you're right in Ada or outskirts. I'm sure you can clear that up. But you guys, Lisa's an incredible leader. I believe she's hit a rank of MC3, a lifetime rank of MC3. She's participated in some of our castaways with the Cunninghams, where she's come in that leadership stuff. So what I really loved is her professional background. So Lisa, can you come in, say hello, and just give everybody a little bit of insight of your professional background, so they know a little bit of why maybe what you're about to say they should be paying attention to.
Yeah, hi everybody. So I was a nurse in ER for about 24 years. The interesting thing was my son had an autoimmune, probably, I think he's 19 now, so 17 years ago. And so that kind of changed my world upside down and really got me on a different trajectory. And that's kind of how I started getting into more wanting to know root cause. And I myself had my own health issues. Energy, I would say, was the main one, but I had a whole list of things that when I finally, after about 15 years, went to a functional medicine doctor, he had given me some different things that I had never heard before, which was interesting looking back and thinking about that today, because it was my detox was not working well because I had the MHTFR gene. I had low glutathione. He said my mitochondria wasn't working well. My immune system was pissed off. And so anyway, all to say that even though we had found out those things, sorry, I got motorcycles going on up here. But all to say, he had put me on 8 different supplements, and I had been doing the supplement thing for so many years and none of it was making a difference for me.
Mm.
So needless to say, I was very skeptical about this. I had heard about it a few different times, and kept saying no. I was very ingredient focused and just a lot of things, and just said no.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway,
Yeah,
Brandy.
well, thanks for sharing that. I didn't even know that detail about your son. I knew you were very research oriented and were hyper sensitive to ingredients and compounds and how they were doing things. So that makes sense. So many families are on these health journeys with either themselves or their kids or loved ones. Like I don't think there's a family that I know that doesn't have someone in the family that's on some kind of health journey. Like what I mean, like difficulty. Like it's a thing, which is why one of the reasons we're here to move families forward. So that completely makes sense to me. So now you get introduced to LifeVantage and these products. So tell me what was the process for you? What did you research? Like, what was the moment where you go, okay, I'm gonna give this a try? Was there something that kind of took you over the hump as a ER nurse with your medical background?
Well, I think, I'd heard from Christina Parks, Dr. Parks, and then I'd heard from a coach at one point, but then it was just hearing the testimonials from people of, Sandy and Brenda, and just all of them sharing their testimonies of how this had impacted them. And it was just a frustrating for me because for, 15, 17 years, I had been on this journey and nothing helped me. So finally, I was just like, all right, well, maybe I'll just try it for 3 to 6 months. So that was kind of like and then of course, the oxidative stress thing and all of that was kind of a huge eye opener. And just the peer reviewed studies and all of that um, was also a highlight. But to be honest, I was just frustrated at that time. And I was like, well, what have I got to lose?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think that was a lot of us. I think honestly, I think I said that to my wife once when we signed up because we got it back then it was like a box full of just Protandim. We only had two products, guys. These two products right here. That brown bottle and that bottle of skincare. That was it. The only two products. And it was mainly like I think it was Tori could probably tell me. I want to say it was 30 bottles of that and one or two bottles of that in the pack. And then we were like, what are we gonna do with 30 bottles? Like, and we were like, well, I guess we got enough per tandem for the year. Like, what do we have? Worst case scenario, we're gonna give this stuff a year, right? Um, that was one of the best decisions of our life. So you get on product, you got on the vitality stack, you told me. So tell me what started happening, what you start noticing. Maybe tell them what's in the vitality stack. For the people that don't know, tell them what's in the
yeah.
vitality stack.
So it's the nerve too. So for reducing your oxidative stress, and also increasing your glutathione by 300%, which is huge, right? For especially for me, knowing that my glutathione was low. And then nerf one for mitochondria, knew that my mitochondria was deficient. And then also the omega for the fish oil for your brain and heart, and then also the probiotic for your gut. And to be honest, because I was so sensitive to so many things, I started on the Nerve 2 and just started like with a half for like a week.
Mhm.
And so I slowly, but literally within 2 weeks, I noticed changes in my energy and my sleep. And I was like, holy cow, like, right? Because I hadn't had anything.
Were you sleeping longer? Tell me about the sleep for a second. What was happening?
It was just a better sleep. Like it was a
Deeper?
deeper sleep. Yeah. And just feeling more rested. But I would say the energy, because that had been my main complaint over the years, low energy. So this was huge for me. So
Yeah,
that's
that
how
was what it was for me too. Was deep
yeah.
sleep. I had two kids that would end up one of them in my bed at some point, and you guys know that had kids jump in a bed, they kick you and slap you, and you don't sleep. And I started taking Protandim, and I started waking up with kids in the bed, and I didn't wake up. Like I was out, and I'm like, hey, this is working. So now tell us then. So okay, the product starts working, you start feeling better. Now you're like, oh my goodness, this network marketing thing. So tell us briefly, kind of like what happened there, because she's MC3, guys. She's earning thousands and thousands of dollars a month. So tell us how this happened.
Well, once I started feeling better, I got really passionate about this and wanting to share it with other people. And then people just kind of started joining me in the business. Like I totally really wasn't about the business at first because I was so passionate about health and the products that I was like, well, I don't want to sell as far as the business opportunity. Um, and I think probably just in the last year or two, I've really wrapped my mind around like the opportunity has so many things to offer people, right? Not only their health, but also financial. I'm making more than I was as a part-time as a nurse, right?
Wow.
And it's given me
Wow.
flexibility. It's given me like I don't have to punch in a clock. I don't have holidays. I don't have weekends. So it's been incredible. And I never, this wasn't starting out as to be this.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty exciting. And just the community, like I love this community, just like um, she was saying, like this community is by far like the best community I've ever been in. And so these people, when I go through my phone, all the pictures are of my LifeVantage family, right? From
Yeah.
trips and whatever. Like, so
Yeah.
purpose, community. I mean, we kind of have it all.
Yeah, we do. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Congratulations on your success. And you guys, she's a testament to you know, why we want to absolutely have the product stories as well. Like I know we all want to build a business, but this is like a three-headed thing, right? Like we do need like if you got a great business, but you're not solving people's problems, and in our case, we're in the wellness business, so we need to be making people healthier. I almost said wealthier because of wellness, but healthier. Then we're missing the point. And so, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I appreciate you guys you being on, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Awesome stuff. All right, so let's wrap this up with just some thoughts that I have for you guys, and a couple announcements real quick before this. If you haven't heard, the company is in promotion season right now. I'm loving it. The company has $1,000 on the table for all of you to grab. And so, what do you have to do? Between now and the end of the month, July, you need to put in 2,000 points, personally enrolled points. That can come from customers or consultants. And literally right now, because of another promotion the company's doing on our packs, they're giving us nearly one-to-one dollars to points outside of the $50 starter kit. So literally, if someone buys right now the business pack, that is not, it's $1,000, but there's a $50 starter kit. So you're going to get 950 points. Like literally two business partners, two business packs will get you 1,900 points. You're only 100 points away, which would be just a couple customers or one customer, and you will receive $1,000. Here's something you need to know. We want this to be given to you at convention. So why did this promotion happen in the first place? Was it to give you $1,000? Yes, but it was to grow your business. And we know if you come to convention, your business is going to grow. We know statistically the people that attend those big events have 3 to 8 times the paychecks of people who don't attend those events. That's a pretty easy one for me. Why do I go to the event? So that my check's 3 to 8 times bigger than if I don't go to the event. That's simple as that. We also know it's expensive to travel. So the company has put this together so that you literally will have your plane ticket covered for sure. You may even have more than your plane ticket covered on this thing. So just know that promotion's out there. Know you're giving up getting all the points. And we're also now you're going to hear about a new trip that's getting announced this Saturday. And we're in the qualification month right now, July. So as you're getting these points for these packs, and that's going to get you dollars for the travel, it's also going to be getting you points towards your trip that's coming up. And they haven't told me, they kind of hinted, but that's not fair. So just you guys, we're already in the season. So there's 3 things going on right now that I know: trip qualifications, one-to-one points, and $1,000 on the table for you to get 2,000 points. Okay. So that's that. Let me share with you guys some thoughts about our time. And we're almost out of time, but I want to share this with you guys. As Lisa was just talking about, certain things are kind of sacred, right? Holiday times. We just come off of a big holiday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Um, weekends are kind of like sacred times. But I'm going to tell you guys this. I see too many people that really, really want to have success in this business, but they're still living by old principles and practices. Your traditional job usually doesn't have you working on the weekends. Now, I know some of you are like, no, Brandon, not true. I've been working on the weekends, but just stick with me, guys. Usually it's Monday to Friday, right? 9 to 5. You guys know what I'm saying, right? And if you're working on the weekends, it's usually so you got other days off. What I'm here to tell you guys is in this business and a business owner, you cannot think or act like a traditional person. I tell people all the time, the things that upset your neighbors can't upset you anymore. Because if that's the case, then John Maxwell says you're in the ugly pile. You got to get out of the ugly pile. Okay. You can't think like ugly people if you want to get out of the ugly pile. Okay. You got to think differently. And so what I want you guys to start thinking is instead of days being just off the table, like, no, we're not working today. I want you to start thinking a little differently about that because I believe you need to, if you really are in the growth phase of this business, you need to touch this business every day. Now, as Lisa just said, why wouldn't you with this community? Why wouldn't you with this community want to be a part plugged in at some level every day? Because if you're plugging in this community and we're not making you feel better or helping you grow, then I could understand why you wouldn't want to. But when you plug in here, it's gonna be an addition, not a subtraction. Okay. And the other thing is this, if you just add the hours up, like if you just go, hey, I'm not inviting, I'm not following, I'm not talking about Life Vantage on the weekends. Do you guys know that is like 8 days? That is like, it's not a third of the month, but it's pretty close to a third of the month. Think about that, a third of the month. And all it takes is little pockets of time, guys. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I bet a lot of you are on social media. I bet a lot of you are on social media every day, faithful. Would you guys, would you agree with that? If you agree with that statement, put a 1 in the comment. If you or someone else you know is on social media, no matter like it's my birthday today, well, you're probably going to be all over social media because you're looking for that dopamine hit to see how many people love you. Okay, every day, every day you're doing this. Okay, just touch your business every day. Okay, touch your business every day. A couple other things I want to share with you. I've heard it said that what you do from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., again, traditional, right, is what pays the bills. But what you do from 5 p.m. to 9 or 10 p.m., that 5 hour, 4 or 5 hour window, 6 hour window is how you set up your future. What you do from 9 to 5 pays your bills. What you do from 5 to 9 or 10 p.m. is what sets up your future. Now, when a lot of people come home, they're like, I'm tired, I'm going to eat, I'm going to just relax because I deserve it. That's the way your neighbors think. Can't think like that. Okay? Can't think like that unless you want their same results. And I will tell you this, something I heard which is really weird because I was already doing it. Some of you may know this, but I don't take many phone calls before 10 a.m. Now, tomorrow, I'm actually on a Zoom at 6 a.m. with Australia. So Australia kind of threw me a curveball. So I will be on with them at 6 a.m. But typically, I don't take any calls before 10 a.m. because and I'm usually in bed on good nights, like by 10:30 p.m. Okay. So from 10 to 10 p.m. to 10 a.m., I'm clocked out. And those hours of sleep, and then when I get up in the morning, I'm up early, I'm resetting for the day, I'm setting myself up mentally for the day through personal development, scriptural reading, financial stuff. Physically, I work out almost every day. What I do in those hours sets me up for the 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's how I work. Now, a lot of people are like, you do Zooms at 9 o'clock on a Monday? What's on a Monday night? Really? Like that's a bad thing. They just don't know. Okay. Those same people are complaining about their life, complaining. Like I call them still people, still whining, still complaining, still stuck, still irritated, still negative. I don't like still people. Okay. So you guys just think about your time and you're going to have to live a little differently. You can't just write complete days or complete weeks off the calendar. It's just touch your business every day because you're touching social media every day. So touch your business every day. Okay. And you're going to really like the results of that. So I know we went a little bit over, guys. Thank you all for being here. If you're a guest, I hope you come back next week. I hope you join us in this journey, this community, because you know people that are looking, you know people that are needing to move their family forward. You know people that want better health, better time, more money, and it's not going to happen by chance. They're going to have to change something. We're making a change. You heard Lisa's story here. You heard Angel's story tonight. You heard a few incredible stories here tonight. So thank you guys for all being here and sharing. Come back next week to share your wins. You guys every day journal a win. This is my call to action for you. This is my challenge for you. Every day this week, journal a win. Either in your phone or in our on our planner. There's a spot for you to put it. The TBC planner. If you guys don't know, we've got a planner you can download free. Journal it in. Because if you don't, your brain's going to focus on the bad stuff. It's going to find a way to the bad stuff. Trust me. Journal your wins, come back here and share them with us. Okay. We love to hear it. I know I got to make up a few. I think I got to make up Jessica. I got to make up Betty. There's a few hands I got to make up for next week. So we'll see you guys here next Monday. You guys have a great night and a great week. Bye bye.